We are live.
Hey-o!
Giddy up.
Good evening,
What's going
gentlemen.
on? What's going on? Got a few familiar faces with us tonight.
Yes, sir. Oh man, so who do we got joining us this evening? We got Justin, and then Derek, Steel Cut. Welcome, fellas.
What's happening?
Good freaking evening.
Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday.
I think Brian might join us later, maybe, and then maybe Lyle. So we'll see. It's kind of a random, everybody's got busy things going on. Work, kids, sports, activities, vacations in Mexico.
Summer's ramping up.
Mm-hmm.
I can feel it.
Everybody's busy, man. We're about to start like 2-night-a-week baseball for my oldest. He's like a first grader. We've been doing like practices 2 nights a week, 2 hours on Saturdays. I'm like, oh my God, I'm not ready for this. We got 2 other kids too. So I can only imagine what it's like having all your kids in sports all at the same time.
It's pure chaos. I've got a t-ball game and a Pinto game, first grade, like you, Bill, tomorrow. So we'll be going separate ways for the first time.
Divide and conquer, yeah.
Yeah, that's man, my little one's just in soccer, and that's between games and practice. I mean, that's enough for me. That's I can only imagine. That's what I wonder. Like, how many kids do you have, Drew?
I got 3.
3. Damn, dude.
Yeah,
like,
almost 7, almost 4.
How do you guys do that, man? Like, I mean, I love it.
Boys.
I just I love it. Like, there's nothing I don't like about, but I mean, it's like, dang, I don't know how people do that.
It's a lot.
It's
a lot, man.
You are an adventure. It's an adventure every day. We'll say that.
Yeah, from 6:30 to about 7:15 is pure chaos every morning.
Yeah, and it's not even organized chaos.
No.
Yeah, I feel it.
This is totally not lawn care related, but so we grew up eating cereal, like cold cereal, like Fruit Loops, Cheerios. That was like, okay, you're going to school, catching the bus, eat some cereal for breakfast. My kids want Eggo waffles every morning.
Oh yeah, gourmet meal.
Fucking butter on there and syrup and shit. Cut it up for them. I'm like, man, cereal is what I grew up on. You guys should be eating cereal right now. I don't have time for this. I don't know if you guys have kids that are
one wants milk, one wants chocolate milk, the other one's like, oh, you gave me the wrong milk. It's like that's the only milk we have.
All right, at least I'm not the only one who's just like, oh my God, shoot me now, you guys.
Yeah, it's insane.
I grew up.
My wife stays at home, so God bless her.
I grew up on that sheet pan breakfast pizza.
That's right.
Ooh, yeah, there you go.
That sounds good.
It was Lucky Charms for me. Come on.
Oh, all right. So speaking of irrigation, tonight, Keep Off the Grass, episode 117. We're talking irrigation, sprinklers. I think a lot of folks are starting to warm up. I certainly am. Drying out, warming up. So let's talk about how we can account for that. How about we all grab a glass? Keep off the grass.
Shout out to the turf tamer.
This was for you.
Very nice.
Nice.
I wonder what he's going to do this year.
Oh, I'm sure he's got something brewing.
Oh, he's probably got it already planned and cut out.
I think he told us last year off camera, but I wonder if he's still going to do that.
Yeah, he was giving us some hints there last year.
Yeah. Man, tonight, doesn't have to do with irrigation, but I did something for the first time. I blanket sprayed my backyard for weeds. So
With the
was
pool
that
behind?
the new sprayer?
So I'm fingers crossed.
yeah.
I'm pretty sure I did an accurate application.
Nice.
All right.
I was out in my driveway calibrating it, spraying my driveway before just to triple check myself.
Nice.
I had to measure out.
Awesome.
And,
You have a shut off on that thing, like that you can hand control?
It does. And so the biggest thing is what I'm trying to figure out, because I don't have a zero turn I'm pulling with, is turning around. So what I did is like I'll on each end of where I'm turning around, I just went the opposite way and made like a barrier, and then I was just shutting it off I have like a 8-foot turnaround, and then I'll turn around. So we'll see. Hopefully the whole lawn isn't fried tomorrow, but
Yeah, it could be nerve-wracking for sure.
What'd you put down?
Triclopyr and tenacity.
Nice.
I mixed it.
All right.
Oh, you'll know in about 3 days with that tenacity.
Yeah, I'm familiar with tenacity. The triclopyr is
see
what
that
I'm worried
banana.
about.
You start to
Well,
see
with
banana
the
color, and you're
triclopyr
like,
added
shit.
in, with the triclopyr added in, that actually will
Offset
negate the bleaching effect.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. So,
because I did a couple rounds of that last year, and I was pleasantly surprised with the difference between the combo versus just tenacity.
Yeah,
I've never done the combo. I've just been straight tenacity. I've learned my lesson though the hard way.
Oh, you smoked all the POA though.
No, well, I was very successful with the POA with the 4-app, but before that, I ended up measuring wrong.
Got a little heavy-handed.
Yeah, she was a little blonde for a good solid 4 weeks. She was hot,
man.
Yeah, I was not happy.
Frosted tips.
Yeah,
I've done that before too. Something similar.
I may have seen a little bit of fading or lightening once or twice with the tenacity for a little while. I seem to err on the side of going lighter than heavier when I'm doing my measurements, especially when it gets some stuff like that. Since you combine these two, did you just go at full rates or did you cut back on either one of them?
I did so there's like the low, medium, and high rate, and I did like medium lowish, like I did just in case like I accidentally overlapped something a little bit, or and then like maybe if I didn't get full coverage, but I like made sure I didn't want to overlap too much. So like if anything, I overlapped less, and then if I miss a few weeds,
Sure, it is what it is. Yeah, you got most of them.
So
oh yeah,
nice. So did you have to? Are you going to water it in tomorrow, or what you have to do?
I'm not going to water it. There? No, I hope it doesn't rain, and I'm not going to water it. Plus, I have no way to water it. Speaking of irrigation, I don't have much on this topic because I don't irrigate, and I have when I've seeded, and I hate dragging hoses around, especially in my backyard. My front might get a little love if it gets real crispy, but yeah.
All natural.
Natural.
I know some of you guys got systems. Have any of you guys turned on your sprinklers for the season yet? Got any irrigation set up yet going?
I never turned mine off.
Yeah, so you don't have to.
I did.
Lucky.
I did do a quick blow. I did do a quick blowout when we hit that 30 below them 2 nights. But right after that, when it bumped right back up into the 40s and the 50s, I primed it right back up.
Yeah. You just blow it out yourself? Like you use just like a
air compressor.
Garage air compressor? Yeah.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, I just turned mine on last weekend. So I had to cut them off, finish my basement, so I had to cut out the main line and then put it back together, and it's all PEX crimps, and I missed, and it blew water all over my basement. So it was fun, but it's fixed now. Water's on. I seeded my ryegrass on the side. It's watering daily.
Nice.
So. Nice.
When you turn it back on, are you once you turn it back on, are you like walking around checking things out, or like what's the process, or is it just turn it on?
I check all my mains. I've had some mains split over the winter before, so I'll check all my mains, and then I'm only watering the front yard. I've watered it once, and then the side yard. So I ran all those zones that I'm using. I went through them. I just didn't have a lot of time to do the backyard, and I'm scared of the backyard, so I don't want to look back there. So, but yeah, typically I'll go through and I'll just go through and check all that, make sure there's no leaks or anything. It's been pretty solid unless something freezes. And then I'll test each zone, make adjustments as needed, because over a long winter, heads settle and stuff, so you got to adjust them all. So that's my spring activity. Pretty behind on it already.
So you guys not getting much rain right now?
We're getting a little bit, but not enough to keep the grass wet. So I'm irrigating about once a week, probably about a half inch of water.
Okay.
Just enough to keep her wet.
Cool.
Yeah, we haven't had much rain at all for weeks, really. And the weather's been really nice. It's been like high 70s, mid 80s. You know, there's been a few cloudy days here and there. We had a lot of like fog and humidity this morning, but we haven't gotten hardly any moisture. So I had to finally get the sprinklers out just to kind of water in some of the stuff I was putting down. So I just got one hose out. It's just a rotary guy that can hit a pretty good swath of the lawn, you know, and then you can kind of dial it in as far as how many degrees you want it to go, if you want to get the corners or the edges or whatever. So I just kind of each day before work, I got a little mechanical orbit, you know, you just twist it kind of like those old, you know, oven timers that you have inside. And it just runs for 60 minutes, you know, 45 minutes, whatever I set it to. So I do that as I'm leaving for work each morning here lately, just kind of like picking the dust stake up and hitting it down somewhere else and tweaking it. All right, good to go. Heading to work, 60 minutes, boom. Just because it was getting toasted, man. I could see sections where the more mature fescue was thriving, but like the thinner grass blades, and I don't know if it was bluegrass or rye, but they were starting to kind of brown up and you know go dormant or what have you. So I was like, fuck, man, I got to do this. It's not even mid-May, but I got to do it. So this is looking a little better now. So I'll keep doing that for now, but probably next weekend or maybe the weekend after, I'll start busting out my full timers and everything to set all my hoses out and get that set up and a kind of a schedule planned out. But for now, I'm just kind of plopping it down somewhere else each day before work.
So you're just setting it down, setting the timer for 60 minutes before you leave. It just shuts off after 60.
Yeah.
That's actually a good idea. That's a solid.
I think it goes up to 2 hours. I know for sure it goes up to 90 minutes because I did that a few times last summer. Like, holy fuck, I need to really hit it with some water. But
yeah, during the dry spells.
Mm-hmm.
Is it like going 90 degrees of how you have it set up, or is it going like?
Depending on where I put it, I don't think it goes more than like 180 the way I have it set, just because it makes it easier to like partition the lawn into chunks. But you can make it go, I think, almost a full three. No, you can make it go 360. You can flip the pin up, and it'll just spin in a full circle too. So you can dial in how much it rotates. And it's like a beefy metal one that sits on a spike, so it doesn't like sit on the lawn. It's not one of the sled type ones that kind of slop around and get knocked over or whatever. It's in there, which I like. You know, it feels tough. You know, it's not plastic. It's all metal, you know, brass or whatever the hell those things are made out of. I think I got it from Home Depot. You know, I got a couple of them just because the yard was much bigger than what I had before. I have a lot of these guys, these things, which
that's
my
like
a nice good rectangle shape. But if you want to get like a corner shape or something, that rotary one is nice. So I need to clean one. I need to clean this thing. It's pretty bad.
That's some hard water there.
I know. Thinking vinegar, maybe soak it, see how that works, or more potent.
Break up all the deposits.
We can try the vinegar first. Yeah, maybe do a time lapse or something, see what it looks like. If it kind of fizzles or what, who knows? I've never done it before. Yeah, maybe they'll spit a little further this year if I do that. So Derek, you got irrigation, yeah? So you go year round. So you were showing us your was it MP rotators? Is that what you have for your system?
I do not.
No.
Justin
it was Justin had. You have the Rainbird, right?
Yes, I have the Rainbird.
What did you guys know? What a significant differences between those two? I'm not familiar with those. Are those like the two major brands in irrigation?
Well, so you got the pop-ups and you got these standard pop-ups like what he has pulled up here. So that's the Van Series 4000s, and as he goes through there, so I have 6 zones altogether. 3 of the zones are all the Rainbird 5000s, and that's the rotors, and then the other 3 zones are the pop-ups.
Okay,
so it works well because my first irrigation that I did in my other house, I had a mix. So that's the 5000s there. So that's my whole front yard, my whole backyard.
Is that one that shoots a
line
of it as it rotates?
That's the one you saw with the video I posted, the slowdown one.
Oh yeah. Okay.
That's what those guys are. So I have those all in my front yard. I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of those in my front yard on the one side. That's 2 zones. And then I have 6 in the backyard for another additional zone.
Did you put this in yourself? Or I mean, not yourself, but did you have this put in when you moved in, or was it already there?
So lucky for me, when we bought this house, believe it or not, that was the very first thing I asked if this house had. I didn't give a shit what the house looked like or anything else. I was like, does it have irrigation?
I wish we could find with irrigation.
Yeah, I didn't care about anything else. So it did come with irrigation. It had not been run in 3 years, so it needed a lot of work to it, which wasn't too hard. So I just turned the water on, see what worked, what didn't work, and replaced what I needed.
I guess if you already got the pipes run through, that's kind of the big hard part of it. The rest is like dialing it in and getting upgrades and fixing end pieces and whatnot.
It's all Schedule 40, 3/4 inch pipe. Ran into a backflow, and then tied into the Beehive XR timer, which is freaking awesome. If you want to pull that up.
Yeah.
So you can see here
the Beehive one on your phone.
Yeah, this is the one you have on your phone.
That's cool.
It's very, very sophisticated. So you could see earlier where you had the catch cups up. So those catch cups are they're almost like the tuna cans. It catches the water, except you can actually read how many millimeters there are. Yeah, those guys right there. So you go through and you write all those numbers down on your tablet, and you can go on your phone and you put all those in there, and it automatically calculates to, let's just say you ran that zone for 30 minutes. Okay. You put in the app, I ran 30 minutes, you put all those numbers in there, and then it automatically figures out, okay, this is how much water you're going to need for the day, depending on your soil, depending on what type of grass, are you on a slope, how much sun do you get? It figures all that mathematically within the app, and it's pretty freaking accurate. I stay pretty moist most of the time. If that's, she's moist.
Trigger warning.
Yeah. But it's a great system. I had the older Beehive controller before, and I hit up their troubleshooting department, and they're like, we'll send you a new one. And next thing I know, I got the latest and greatest that they had.
That's awesome. So do you have to have like a subscription, or is it like that app is free if you buy the unit, then you just get access to that software for your system?
It's all free.
Nice.
I like it. It's shifty. It's moist all the time. It's all free. It's Wi-Fi enabled. I can control it anywhere I want. I could be in Mexico like Olee and look it up, see what I want. It's got the weather delays, whether you have the sensor on your roof or it works off your closest weather station. I have both. So it's really accurate as far as like when rain comes in. Switch to that other one for the freeze delay and everything. That's my favorite feature on it, especially with me on the coastline. You switch to that other one.
Yeah. What?
It's the freeze delay wind.
Is that what this is?
Nope. There you go. So you can adjust it for that day's rain percentage. Like you can set it straight. Like mine's set. If I know I'm not going to get at least 40% rain, my irrigation will run. If I know I'm not going to get a 1/4 inch of rain, my irrigation will run. If my winds are over 15, it won't work. And then of course my temperature is set at 37 degrees as well for the freeze. So it protects it.
That's pretty cool.
So it's got some really good features to it that I like.
So
yeah, I like how you can really dial it in like that and kind of customize it to what you specifically want. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's so the weather station, what is that? Is that just like your local weather? Or?
It is.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Which I set that parameter higher because with me so close to the Chesapeake Bay, it's really hit or miss. Like it can be sunny at my house, but rain showers develop over the bay. But it might say you're going to get 40%. Well, guess what? I didn't get it. So it sucks sometimes. I'll sit outside and I'll be like, there's that rain. And so.
No, yeah, but I mean, still, at least it's like, if you weren't home or something, at least you got a slight chance at like catching it. Or
well, so I didn't get a picture of it. Another really good feature with it is it calculates if it rains, it calculates through what the temperature is, how much of that moisture evaporated, and it tells you how much moisture your grass really got. So say it rained, you got a half inch, okay, and you lost a quarter of that to evaporation. It's going to tell you, okay, your grass only got a quarter of that water. You still need an additional to make up for that difference. And the irrigation they'll make up for that when you run it.
okay.
I was looking the other day at on Amazon for a rain gauge where it has like basically you can just kind of screw it into your fence and it collects the rain and it's self-emptying. They're like $35 on Amazon, and it has like a little kind of LCD or LED screen where it shows you, what the temperature is, what the humidity is, but so it's got some of those parameters, but it'll keep track of the rain, whether it's overnight while I'm at work, because you look at the weather, says, there's a 40% chance. So I'm like texting my wife, like, hey, did we get any rain? I'm like, it's raining at work. Did it get to the house yet? She's like, we barely got a drizzle. I'm like, damn it. How much was that? I don't know. So I want to get a rain gauge, $35. If it does a good job, it's got a lot of really good reviews. So I'm going to try that out, see if I can use that to kind of better track what we're actually getting. And then I can adjust when I finally do get out all my timers and my things, I can put on a rain delay, or I can, make some adjustments if I actually know how much we're getting. So
it's Wi-Fi, you said?
I don't. I think it's like RFID or something. It's it's like a, I don't know. Look it up. Like it's like a, check it out on Amazon. They're like
what is it? I'll pull it up. What's it called again?
Do Accurite rain.
Accurite
rain gauge. It's not like a smart screen or anything. I don't think it just shows you almost like an old school watch face or something.
That is nice, and that's real life.
I see the wireless digital rain gauge.
But yeah, it has a little thing like that you can have inside on your counter. You look at it without actually have to go outside and check it.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and then when it gets full, it empties itself, so it keeps track for days. And we'll empty it if I need to, which is nice. You don't have to go out there and mess with it. Supposedly, the batteries, it says, last for 2 years, which is also awesome. It's irritating if they go out there every 6 months and change the batteries out. Yeah, there you go. Something like that. That's it.
Oh, okay.
That's the one I'm thinking about getting right there.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that's cool. And yeah, that's real life about texting your wife, like, hey, it's raining. Is it raining at home? It's raining here. Like that happens a couple times a week. Or but yeah, that is cool.
They have more expensive ones. They got, full blown ones that have like apps and stuff. I think Ole's got one of like, a badass one that works on his phone and stuff that, tracks even more stuff and syncs up with the weather service or something, has all this extra stuff, but that's just kind of simple.
Some of those total weather stations that are legit.
Yeah. Like, things like that where it has all this extra stuff, which is cool, but I just don't need that quite yet.
Yeah. That is cool, but I don't know if I need that. I mean, it'd be cool, but I don't know if I would even use all the info.
Right. Well, the thing for me too is
be fun to look at.
Yeah. If I have this monitoring on my phone, then what am I going to do with that information? I start to go home and change it manually. I don't have a ratio or the what is it? Was it Orbi or Hy-Vee?
Beehive.
There you go. Orbeez and Hy-Vee. Yeah. Anyway.
It's an Orbit product.
Orbit, that's what. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's actually a lot of cool shit on here.
Yeah, you can find stuff that's not too expensive. Some stuff's obviously marked up, so maybe check Home Depot or Lowe's too. Don't ignore them because a lot of them have free shipping now too, depending on how much it is, which is nice.
So on that app, is this just like programming it?
Yeah, so you go in and you can, let's see here. So if you start from right to left, you can pick whatever days if you want to actually water, whether it rains or doesn't rain. Like mine, it's set up on a complete smart watering system. So all 7 days of mine are set up. However, I got all the parameters built in to where if it's going to rain or not going to rain, how much water do I want to put down through the week? Like you can control your water usage from anywhere between 50% all the way to 200%, and it adjusts to that.
Do you think you're saving water by having these systems, like Justin, or or Derek? Do you guys feel like if you didn't have these, you couldn't dial it in so accurately, and you would probably end up overwatering?
Well,
or would you just water less and have a drier lawn?
I think it kind of goes down to what your soil composition is. Honestly, I'm in the sandy, loomy area, so I don't need as much water. It stays more moist a little longer. Also, my water bill is not excessively high. Unlike Shifty's in the chat, who you just saw, he and I were just talking about.
He's got a second mortgage on a water bill.
We were just talking about that the other day. He shit his pants when I told him how much I pay for a water bill with the irrigation. But I think we're fortunate because the county owns our reservoir, so we get a really good rate for our water.
Nice.
Prime of summer, my water bill was only $80, and I was watering four times a week.
Damn.
So for me, I think it's a great tool if you're wanting to conserve water, but it really just depends on how you use it.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends on your knowledge. It depends. I mean, if you do the tuna can test or whatever, you know how much water you're using. Because even with those kind of tools, I still see people who just think their grass needs more water, and they just keep
every single day.
Well, yeah, we can get into that.
Utah
yeah, go ahead, keep going.
Yeah.
Well, Drew, what do you use?
I don't know. Living in Utah and worrying about
I try to water as little as possible.
Yeah. As little as possible?
Little as possible. And it showed last summer. When I got back from the beach, I had major heat stress right along the road.
And you had fresh asphalt.
Yes, exactly. Part of the area I killed off, and it's growing in right now. And I've got just a multi-directional 360 tuned to like 180 degrees from my road back to the grass and the bare area right now. But I've got a Melner just manual timer on it right now that I've got set up to, I think, 3 times a day at the moment. But I've messed around with that beehive for the first time this year. Zach, I just sent you a picture. I was doing a grow in for a daycare across the river, and dude, that thing was awesome. I could fully control every aspect of the watering on that property, just to make sure that it was getting the watering that it needed and for the proper amount of times, the right times per day. And it was great because, you can set it up for the frost delays, the rain delays and stuff like that. But again, you can't trust the rain delays because I'm working an hour northwest and same thing. Hey, did that rain hit us? Did that rain hit us? I need to know. But that beehive system, you can't beat it. If I had the desire to water more, I'd set that up and do the hose setup similar to what Bill does, or the Ryan Noor setup. But I'm experiencing some heat stress right now along the road, just in one patch. So I'm half tempted to dig it up. It's right at the intersection of my sidewalk and a driveway. It's literally like a 1x1 square. It's weird. So I have the plans to dig up that section anyway and level it out with the road, just so I quit scalping. So I'll see what's under there one of these days. But no, I try to limit my watering altogether. I actually started using a product this year. I think it's a 2508 with a wetting agent in the fertilizer. So I went down with a nap of that last month, and it's held pretty steady. We've gotten some intermittent rains. The last week, well, 2 weeks ago, we got some pretty consistent rains, but it was cold. And I had pre-germinated that seed that I put down in that spot that I'm trying to repair. And that cold snap pushed that germination off. Because I pre-germinated the Kentucky bluegrass for 5 days. And I was talking to some of the guys in the chat. Last time that I did it, when I did my reno, I did the same thing, same steps, 5 days, pre-germination. I had seed popping up within 2 days of seed down. It was 12 days this spring, just because of the temperature differences from
that cold definitely
fall seeding to spring seeding. It was crazy. But
Wow.
yeah, I definitely try to limit the watering.
I think to go back on what you asked there, Bill, is it beneficial? And I would have to say yes, for one purpose. A week ago here, we had like 3 days of solid rain. We got like 1.5 inches out of the whole deal. And I went out for a walk at 5 o'clock in the morning after that third day. And I can count how many irrigations were running that morning.
Yep.
After 3 days of rain. It's like,
Sure.
why is that shit
Yeah,
running
that's
right
a
now?
waste right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Could have saved yourself that. Yeah, and if there's enough instances of that, especially if I got a neighbor who's got a pretty nice lawn. He has a service that comes out and mows it and probably fertilizes it. He's got a company that comes out, and sprays, and then he has irrigation, and it looks awesome. But I see them on. I think it's every day, if not every other day. Where a lot of these guys, where if they were to ever stop doing that, it'd be toast. You have to keep up with it, rather than doing long watering less frequently, which is what I try to do. But I need to get some of those tuna cans, and I want to really see what the sprinklers are putting out at this house now, see what my pressure is actually doing and how long it'll take me to get an inch, so that's one thing I still need to do before I get it all set up and programmed.
I was super surprised when I did that, and to figure out what my rates were to get, 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch when I was doing my grow in out front. And it was like 55 minutes run time to get.
That's pretty much what it was at my original.
To get 1/2 inch across the entire lawn, and that's the far spots.
Wow.
So and that was with the Melner Mini Max that you showed at the beginning there, Bill. That's what I did my grow in with.
And that's one of these away tonight too, by the way.
With the daycare.
Are we giving? Is that what we're giving away?
We're giving away a Mini Max, not the one on the spike, but the one on the sled.
Not the game used version.
Yeah, but it's the same deal here. This is the cool feature where you can dial it in how wide, spread wide it goes, how narrow it goes. You can dial in how far it tips one way or the other. You can twist it.
Yeah, it's awesome. That's how I have mine set up. It came on the sled, but I put it on the spike.
I like the spikes because there's less sitting on your grass.
Yep.
Especially if it was a metal sprinkler head, because I had the big metal fan ones, and those always turn the grass yellow.
And it doesn't move with that first burst of water that hits it.
Yeah, it stays there.
Yeah, that's true. So regardless of equipment, how many inches you guys going for a week?
It's never enough.
I think in the summertime, I think I was going for more than an inch of water a week. And I
assuming no rain.
Right, exactly. Yeah. But again, I didn't dial it in. I just kind of went off of each zone needs to run for an hour. That'll put down an inch. I started doing that twice.
There he is.
So maybe 2 inches is what I was doing in the summertime. It was a lot of water. But I like to do some more aeration. I want to get some of those surfactants, see if I can make it a little bit more efficient. Oh my God.
Very Olee.
Is he on the beach?
Awesome. He's at the beach, it looks like.
What's up?
He's all spruced up.
All the way from Mexico. That's badass.
Live from Mexico.
What's up?
Hey, Mrs. Olee. What is that thing?
Is that a hookah?
No, man, that's a bottle of tequila.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Which way I gotta
Nice.
go?
There you go. Dang, that looks fancy, man.
Man. What are you guys doing tonight?
What do we do today?
What are you doing tonight?
About to party.
There you go.
I about drowned today. That's what happened. We went snorkeling, and I have never wore flippers in my life. And they put flippers on me, and I'm tell you, I was about a goner.
I hope you got a video.
Aren't they supposed to make you swim better?
That's supposedly, but things are supposed to make me do better. I don't comprehend too well. I'm ass backwards.
How'd your wife do? Did she get the hang of the flippers?
Oh, she was gone. She left me. Luckily, it was two fellas in a boat that said lifeguard on it. They got me.
Oh man, she just left you in the trenches.
Yep. I got hauled in a boat. Well, I'll let y'all get at it.
Oh man, you have a good night, Olee.
See ya.
That's awesome.
So, dead in the summer, hot as shit, swamp ass weather. You guys still rolling for an inch a week?
Yeah, I'm shooting for. I'll get up to an inch and a half if I need it, but I still try.
I guess you don't have humidity.
I was gonna say you probably almost have to bump it up with how
we don't have
dry it is.
humidity. So I guess the way I water, I actually do it in like 2-week intervals. So I'm what is that? Let me do the quick math. I'm 2.5 inches over 2 weeks. So because I'm twice a week and sometimes 3 times a week. So it's like every 4 days, give or take. So
what time do you water?
Yeah. Well, I water. It's going to sound crazy, so bear with me. I water every day, but like my front yard will water at 4 in the morning on Monday, and then the backyard's like 4 in the morning on Tuesday. So people are like, "You're not supposed to water every day," and I'm like, "I'm not. I'm watering different zones every day."
Yeah.
But it takes so long to get through them, man. It takes, to get that half inch of water, it could take me an hour with these whatever these are, those MPs that I use.
Mm-hmm.
So
you were
one of the things I started.
Right? You had a
I got a mixture. Yeah, so I got I don't even know what freaking body this is either. I got all kinds of crap, dude. So I got the Hunter MP rotators. I got the what are these? The Rainbird R-Van. I got a little bit of everything, dude. So one of the things that I do when I name on my beehive system with my Wi-Fi, all that, when I do my cups, I actually name it like front yard, and then I'll put how many inches of water it will put down in a given amount of time. So like a lot of them are like 3/16 of an inch. So I really like water conservation is pretty important out here. So I really try to be like, I want the greenest lawn on the block, and I want people to come and say, "Oh, you water too much," and I want to be able to tell them, "No, actually, I'm only watering this much," and then they're like, "Holy shit, your bill's half of mine." So
that's what I like about that beehive. It'll give you like flow rate, like GPM and all that.
So you have a beehive too, Justin?
Yeah, I don't know how to do all the fancy stuff though, so I didn't even put those numbers in. I'm too dumb for that. So I just name the thing and I do the math on my calculator.
If you go, you don't even have to do that. You can go in the app, and
it'll break it down all for you.
Yeah, you can. It has the catch cup, and you put that level of
effort,
rain.
Man.
Add a cup. Add a cup.
You got to utilize the features that you paid for, man. Come on, get into the.
I got it for free. I won that.
Even better.
I won that. Some show I was at one day. I was like, sweet.
That's pretty good stuff.
Yeah, no, there is a bunch of good stuff on it.
My rotors are at 35 minutes 3 times a week. That's the rotors. You can pull that one picture for the nozzle rate. That's the Vans, the other one.
Man, hold on. You sent me so much.
There you go, right there. So I'm right at 42 psi on my pressure, and I run a number 3 nozzle. So I go off to 45. So I'm probably a little light, which is okay, as much as I run. So I'm at the number 3, and you can see I'm right at almost 0.37 of an inch an hour. So I do it 3 times a week.
That's
depending on
1 inch a week.
Yep, to get my 1 inch a week. And you can, this was the hardest feature for me, was trying to figure out, you can pick what your soil moisture level is. I don't know how to accurately do that. They don't make a probe for
Put your
that.
finger in it.
They have sensors. They have like put your finger in it. Yeah, they have like moisture sensors. Like you stick it in, it tells you how moist it is.
Well, basically what I did is, when I did my renovation and I soaked the yard like crazy when I was doing seed, I just put them up to 100, and I've went off that since. I haven't moved them. I look at it. If it says it's getting low, like, let's see. I watered this morning.
So you just put probes in the soil, down in the soil, that you calibrated it to where when you were soaking it for your overseed, that's 100%. And then
I just assumed that was, I just assumed at 100% after.
Yeah, that's good
watering
enough.
daily.
That's fully saturated, I'm sure, or at least ideal for growing grass. That was what you would want. Like, okay, this is good. And then, if it's less than that, you need to get a little extra.
So all 3 of my rotor zones this morning were at 68%. I ran them this morning. Now I'm sitting at 100. I do have one zone that's sitting at 76% that is actually supposed to run tomorrow morning. So it picks that up when your soil moisture is starting to go down.
It adjusts your schedule.
It adjusts how much it runs too.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
To get it back to that 100%.
I like that. I mean, that's really a nice feature to have, because everything that I do, I have to like manually think about it, which is why I would like to get the little rain gauge. But I have timers where I can set up and program what I want to do and kind of choose my schedule. But anything that I want to adjust, I have to manually go in and do it. Mm-hmm. This one has this is their Bluetooth one. This has an iPhone or an app as well. It's not Wi-Fi, so I can't do it from like work. But if I'm in the house and I want to let me delay it for 3 hours, or I can do that without having to run outside, actually up to the spigot and push buttons on it manually. So that's a nice feature to have. But eventually it'd be nice to get one where, say if I'm at work, I could adjust it from work, not necessarily just from within Bluetooth range of the sensor itself.
I had to switch that nozzle out. I had them all out. I had them all either at a 2 or a 2.5, and it wasn't enough water, and it was running and running and running and running. So I switched them to a 3, and that was like the magic touch. Plus it got the stream where I needed it to go, how far I needed to go. That way I could get my overlap where I needed it. So
nice. Somebody in the chat asked about hydrogen.
Ooh. You know what that means? It's time for going to the week. You did along the week.
What a handsome guy.
That guy.
We have 3 KOTG Lawn of the Week club members with us tonight.
I'm brain farting on who we picked this week.
Oh man,
I'm trying to pull it back up because we were talking about him. We have a new winner. This is not a 2-time winner. There he is. Oh, here we go. Yes. All right, this guy's well deserving. Okay, keep off the grass. Lawn of the Week competition. You got an Instagram account. Use the hashtag KOTG Lawn of the Week with the pictures of your grass, your stripes. You can use it in reels. Anything that'll last. If you do stories, those disappear. We don't always check stuff in real time. Sometimes we go back. We're kind of procrastinators like that. So don't use it in stories because we won't see it. But use that hashtag for your enter in, and each week we choose a winner, and they get to join Lawn of the Week Club, eternal bragging rights. Eventually, they may get the belt for some photos. and they get their choice of propane
has been
fertilizer.
found, hasn't it?
It
Yes,
is.
I've been seeing some content pop up, so that's awesome. That's very cool.
Yeah, I saw the Lake Effect had it.
Yeah, it's only behind by like 45 episodes.
Hey man, I get it, man.
Is
We're
that
all
it?
busy. We're all busy.
I don't know.
That's
I don't know.
what I'm gonna get you
Someone
eventually.
lost it for a minute.
Someone
It
tried to
happens.
steal it.
All right, so this week, Lawn of the Week, Lawn Lover, Indiana.
There you go.
Oh hell yes, well deserved.
Congrats there.
It's a clean yard.
Yeah, that's looking fire.
It's dark.
Stripes go all the way to the street.
Yeah, it's clean stripe. Where he, you can tell he did a little border after
I
a stripe.
think
one of
his
those
latest
sloping
app he
curves.
said was that lawn striper from Turf Titan.
Oh yeah, the new striper. Yeah.
Hmm.
Man, that's the nice tight edges too. Trees
Yeah.
looking good,
Hey,
man.
he striped through
Oh,
the
yeah.
boulevard, but he's
Yeah,
kind
Yeah,
of
he did.
Dude,
got that
that's
nice
a good looking
slope.
property.
Mm-hmm. Nice and full. Crushing it. Yeah, man, well deserved.
Chris, that is
So
Chris.
I'm just in the Discord sending an invite to him. So
There you go.
Yeah, that's a good looking
Getting
property.
taken care of early tonight.
He's been
I think
posting a
that's
lot of
amazing.
good stuff here lately, man. I think he's having fun this season.
Look at that, man. That's straight through the sidewalk too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Is that what you're talking about, Bill? Like with the kind of the curve on?
Yeah,
the curve?
man. I need to
Yeah.
make a ramp so I can do that because it's got that nice little gradual slope. Those are badass. So you can just kind of roll on down.
Oh
into the street.
yeah, it doesn't have that hard curve.
I'm jumping off
Yeah.
a 4-inch cliff, man. 4 inches is that's.
That's how
a big
mine
fall.
does. It's got that gradual drop.
I want to come up with some kind of a ramp that I can just kind of kick or slide with like some ropes, kind of pull it along, and I can go up and down that thing as I'm going across. Maybe I don't know. Patent pending. We'll see.
I'm in the sticks. I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
I turn around. I turn around on my road.
Yeah. There you go.
I'm glad I don't have to deal with the curb.
You just deal with the corn husk.
Yeah, true.
This guy has like a messaging service answering for him. Says,
Badass,
"Drunk
man.
Lawn
He's a
Guy,
busy guy."
Thanks for your message.
That's awesome.
Awesome.
I wonder if that's red mulch or lava rock.
I don't know.
Zoom in.
You can definitely
Red
tell where
mulch
his
is,
property ends.
Oh yeah.
Nice and dark.
I like how the sidewalk is proportionally the same around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is kind of cool, huh?
He's got that flank of
Oh,
trees in the
yeah.
back for privacy too. That's pretty sweet. I bet you that'd be a fun backyard for grilling and chilling.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Drew, he has coffee mugs.
Oh, does he?
Sorry.
I got
Yeah,
one of his
his
hats. I won
messaging
one of his
service.
hats. I can't remember what giveaway it was, but I won one of his hats. I might have to support a fellow KOTG member and get a coffee mug.
Yeah, buddy.
Is he
So
in
hey,
chat tonight?
we do have a giveaway.
I haven't seen him.
I'm not sure what you mean, front lawn. I need. Okay, I think you said I have. I don't know.
I think I have one that's 100 feet.
Sometimes
the
the
one I-
long.
Might be the one I'm using right now.
I have
I
one
suppose
that's
that
spliced
every
in.
day. Hard to handle a long hose.
I wouldn't know.
You're loud, man.
Sound like a garage door was closing or something.
Oh, me? Sorry.
Yeah,
You got all the noises going on tonight,
I know. I keep muting you, actually.
dude.
Oh,
He's out of the garage, so it's
I know,
turned
so you
completely
had-
off.
You go from your mic not really working to your mic like picking up every little thing that happens.
Shit.
Is there like
He's out of his
settings on
element.
it or something?
I don't know. You're good. I'm just kidding.
No, you're
I'm
not.
gonna
I
try
saw
to
you
pull up,
freaking keep doing
Your
it.
name.
Yeah, Zach, set your settings to mute.
I was doing it occasionally because I hear like. I was
It
just
feels like
hearing-
you're like rustling a bag of potato chips down there.
That's because I'm ADD. I'm like tapping on shit.
Yeah.
I'll stand still.
like I think you grabbed your beard once and it was like.
You gotta condition that thing.
I do. You're right.
But yeah, we're giving away something, aren't we?
How about now?
I'm trying to figure out if I can pull up the wheel to start wheeling it, but I don't know if my computer's gonna. Oh, there we go. Okay.
If you think you got it, I'm.
Yeah. So we're gonna. So Nate's got the hookup with Melnor this year. I think he's gonna do a Melnor DIY setup. You know, he's got his own little above ground setup, but this year he's got Melnor helping him out. So with that, he's giving away the Minimax sprinkler that I had, the sled style one. So if you want one of those guys, if you want to be entered into the giveaway, I guess type in Melnor, and then I'm gonna make sure I'm not in top chat here. I want to be in top chat. I don't want to miss anybody.
Be in all chat, yeah.
Come on.
There's some good talk about
All
hoses
messages
in here. That is one thing I need, a non-kink hose.
Yeah.
Some people like kinky hose.
Dude, that's why I hate hoses. I hate I hate irrigation. I just I know like if I had like one of those apps and I had an irrigation system, it would just be one more thing I was like obsessed with and like freaking tweaking all the time and stuff. So like, I don't know if I could just handle that. So just the way I am, like if I got it, I would just be obsessed with it. So I'm going to try to stay out of that game. And just, if I go dormant.
Yeah. I only drag a hose when I do my simple lawn applications. That's it.
Okay. Yeah.
But in that case, I've thought about getting, what's that thing you can tie into your irrigation with the mixture?
Oh yeah.
Like the fertigation system.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Where you just dump it in there and let it do its thing with the irrigation.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are cool.
Pretty simple to put in. I think Olee put one in, didn't he?
He did use one for a little while. I haven't seen it in a while.
I haven't either.
Well, he's got that steel green.
Yeah.
That he's been demoing.
Yeah.
Lease to own.
That thing's badass.
Oh, you know who have it.
Yeah, I talked to him on the phone about it. He was like, "Man, I gotta have this."
You know he's going to.
He can ship me his permagreen.
That's right.
He can hook a brother up.
Hey, did I win last week or did I dream that?
Oh yeah, you did win. You
did win last week.
Your info.
What an idiot.
What'd you win?
I was like, I drank a lot, so I couldn't remember if it was real.
You won a weeder. He was just talking about how we were talking about it something beforehand, and then you won the weeder,
the dandelions,
the Lansey.
Oh yeah.
I had a
Cool.
few
I
too
think I got the
many.
names in. I think I got 20 entries.
We were walking around the yard today, just me and my wife and my daughter just playing around and stuff. I had my weeder in my hand, but I don't have I just don't have like a lot of weeds that I can pull out. Like the most of the weeds I have are just like clover or I don't really have many dandelions, but the thing works really well when you have like a good root weed.
Y'all don't have my address. Come on. Whatever.
You know what's pissing me off is I walked my yard today and I see pea spots on my curb.
Ooh.
And you better keep off the grass sign on there.
There is one that says respect the yard.
He's got no respect.
It's more disrespect than respect.
Yeah.
Can't hear you, Bill.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Hello. There we go. All right. 16 names in the wheel. I think I got it set up. Yeah, you know.
We didn't really
in the live
advertise it,
chat, so
we got kind of a
we
light.
were kind of behind. We were slacking this week. We didn't promote it very hard, so we get it. But yeah, so we got 16 in there, and then so if I hit present,
yes,
you think that'll
present, share screen, and then click on the window that you want to share, and that's all it will share. It won't share anything else.
All right. Okay. Let's do this.
It's not going to show like your search history or whatever, or your bookmarks.
There we go.
Get a little hub action.
50 date ideas.
I might have to add it. Yeah, there we go.
All right. Do we have it up? You guys see
idea.
it? Okay, I think I got the song going too. So hopefully you guys can hear the song. Maybe I'll mute my my microphone here. So I'm gonna spin it, y'all. So let's shuffle a couple times. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. All right, I'm going mute here.
Nikki's going to add to the water bill.
Heyo.
Ohio brother.
That's an expensive Millenor.
Yeah, yeah.
Awesome. All right.
Sweet. So,
Well, I didn't hear the music, but that worked all right.
I heard
It
it.
did.
I heard
I
it.
didn't
Yeah.
hear it again.
Oh, maybe
That's
just
good.
me then. All right, sweet. Good deal. Congrats, Shifty.
Yeah, congrats.
Reach out to Nate because I think he's the one that'll send it to you.
So, well, what did we
What's next
forget?
week?
What did we miss? What's next week? That's a great discussion.
Yeah, I don't know. So we got to figure that out. If you guys have any suggestions, let us know. If there's something you guys want us to talk about, throw it in the
We do in
comments.
this month. We have 2 guests, I believe, coming on that are really going to be cool. 2 separate shows, two different guests. So don't think we're slacking too much. We got some cool stuff coming up here. But yeah, what would you guys? Do you guys have any suggestions of what we should talk about next week? What's everybody doing? Like, what are, what's the thing that you're got going on your lawn right now?
We were humid here recently, so I'm hoping that maybe there's no issues with potential fungus or whatever, And I thought, maybe I could do a propiconazole app, maybe to kind of strengthen the grass too a little bit as like a preventative, just to kind of make sure, because I don't know how bad it got before. I assume what I had was grubs, but for all I know, it could have been some fungus too. So I don't know. That's kind of what's going on in the back of my mind. I don't know if anybody else is thinking about fungus yet in their yards.
We've had such a level-headed spring this year.
Yeah.
Like, this is the most ideal spring for the transition zone that we've had in a long time.
It's been nice for hanging outside. We've had a lot of
Like,
sunny.
normally it goes
dry.
0 to 100.
Yeah, that's true. It's been pleasant for sure.
Yeah, dethatching. Dethatching fungus. That's a pretty good one. We could.
Natty Lawn brings up a good one. You could
I'll
throw in
refresh my comments.
you could throw in like aeration and stuff with dethatching. Give yourself a little more. I mean, dethatching you could talk about for. I don't know if you could spread that for an hour. I mean, I could, because I love to just beat it up.
Yeah, you told us that before. You like to beat it up every couple weeks.
I know. I know it. Oh, I gotta tell you guys a funny fungus story though.
Yes.
Yeah,
Like,
let's hear it.
we're so dry in Utah. Fungus isn't a huge issue for us. And it's a beautiful spring. And my neighbor's like, dude, I did all this research. I got all this fungus. And I'm like, bro, you're watering twice a day. You realize that, right? And he's like, yeah, but I'm just trying to get the grass to grow. I'm like, you put a swamp in your front yard, you're going to grow some fungus, bro. So I convinced
So
him.
he has an established lawn. He was just watering it twice a day. It's not like he didn't just oversee.
Yeah, I think he
That's wild.
sodded like 2 years ago, and I think he just didn't ever change it.
Yeah.
Like he just like, and it's funny. He does all this research. He knows a lot about grass, but
Yeah.
he never realized he was watering too much.
Hmm.
He's like,
Right.
"Have you ever dealt with this fungus?" And I'm like, "No, bro. I don't deal with fungus unless it's my toenails."
So, like, what I'm pretty much focusing on right now is like I said, I just sprayed weeds, and I'm looking at my next FERT app, and I'm trying to plan it out before. Like I feel like it could get hot, like within a month it's going to get really, really hot. So I'm trying to like plan that out, and that's kind of what I'm thinking about right now is the main thing.
How many weeks do you go in between your apps?
It depends how much I put down. I put a half pound of granular of N on my backyard, granular, and on my front yard, all I put down was a 1/10 of AMS, sprayed it soluble. So I really haven't put much down yet, but it's growing. It's like it's growing fast. So like I don't really want to push too much growth because I could mow every 2 days right now, really. So yeah, I'm just kind of planning out what I want to apply. Like maybe, I don't know. That's kind of what I got going on.
Man, I'm still waiting to come out of dormancy 100%. Like we're still just trying to wake the lawns up. It was a brutal winter this year.
Yeah, you're waiting on that. And here we are.
I feel bad for you, man. It's a long time to wait for spring to finally get around for you. That's a bummer.
He's waking up, and here we are getting ready for heat stress.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah, I'm damn near getting ready for app number 3.
Yeah, you greened up a lot faster than me. Like it's a lot warmer. You're like 2 hours away, maybe 2.5, and yeah, you're a lot warmer. Than
I'm going on 4 because we had a stupid mild winter. I lost a lot of color in December, so I threw an extra one. I threw an extra one in there in January. So I'm on 4
January.
And matter of fact, next week, 2 weeks, May 20th will be my 4th app this year.
All right, so next week will be 4 weeks since I put down a half a pound, but my color and everything still looks great. I regulated last week.
Nice. What'd you use?
I put in some T-Nex, and I added some silica into the mix as well.
I need to learn your cocktails.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like I don't know what it's. I think it's TPS Gold silica. It's like a gardening blend. I found it on Amazon, a gallon of it. I just throw in like 3 ounces per 1,000. And then I put in
to make it nice and erect.
Yeah, I was walking across it this evening. I'm like, man, this thing is standing straight up.
Yeah.
So yeah,
you put that in backpack?
Yeah, I put it in the backpack.
Yeah. The main thing is
give me a teaspoon of that.
Yeah, get some.
I'm just trying to really I don't have a lot of weeds like up till my shed, and then like my back like 4,000 square feet I have some weeds, and every year I'm gonna spray them, and then it gets to the middle of the summer and I'm like, ah, shit, and then like I don't really spray it because I don't irrigate, so I'm really like on myself like, come on motherfucker, go spray those. Like
since I did my front yard reno, I haven't blanket sprayed a post-emergent. And I'm trying to think here. I skipped pre-emergent last year just because I was still kind of growing in and filling out. I skipped pre-emergent this year because I knew I had that spot that I wanted to address. And I've been pretty clean, like hand pulling a couple here and there, even out back since I sprayed out the majority of that zoysia and heavily overseeded. I've been very fortunate to be as clean as it is. Even with the dog, tearing up some areas here and there, it's still.
My long-term goal is to get to a point where I can feel confident that if I don't, the grass is healthy, it's doing well, I don't need to put down the pre-emergent this season. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah,
and then you just kind of play it by ear because ideally, cultural practices, if the grass is healthy and thick and full, it should for the most part outcompete. You'll get a few, but like you said, hand pull them. I'll grab them as I'm mowing, pop one out if I see it. That's kind of the end goal for me because you'll never be perfect, obviously, but get it to a point where it's manageable.
I've got one spot where the rain comes down the driveway and pours off into the corner of my yard, like right at the top of where that hill starts on my backyard. But that's where my dog is always going to the bathroom and running along the fence.
Mhm.
I don't even worry about it. Like it's out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah.
It collects here and there, some weeds, but I keep it weed eated and mowed over there. So it doesn't bother me.
Screen is good enough.
Yeah, that's it.
I missed my pre-emergent this year. But I don't have any weeds emerging that it would have prevented anyway. Right now, like I said, just, clover and some like weird like field shit. Like stuff.
I bet you got your feet with a lot of stuff blowing around from the field.
It's just like 15,000 square feet out. I'm like pretty much clean, like nothing. But then like right after my shed, like that 5K that faces the field, I have some stuff out there. So
yeah, I did the 333 Earthworks with the mycorrhiza last weekend. I think I used one of their bags for my entire front yard. So I haven't done the math to see if that's a light app or not. I don't think it's a heavy application. I think you could go heavier because it's just 333. But I'm trying different things to see if I could help the roots and help the soil, maybe help the grass tolerate summer a little better. So I'm not spending quite as much on irrigation. That's one of my goals, is to see if I can't keep it green, keep it growing, keep it, from going dormant or from getting too toasted, but also not spend, 350, 400 in July, August, September, and then turn around and overseed and water it 5 times a day for a month straight, so I want to save a little bit. So I'm trying a few things. We'll see how it goes. If I was a true like scientist, I would have done one at a time so I could know like which one actually had the impact and which ones were, not as helpful. But I'm doing a few different things. So I'm trying the mycorrhiza is one of them. So we'll see. I'll do another application maybe right before summertime just to kind of get us through summer, see how that does.
So speaking of that, I know we're probably wrapping things up here, but I want to touch on this real quick. So does anybody use any of the hydration holder products, or Hydratane, or I know you were talking about you use that some Earthworks, which some organic matter can hold water, but does anybody use any wetting agent or I don't even know what you call it,
surfactants or lawn aerator, liquid aerator?
I gotta look up what this is that's in that. Here we go.
I love my college boy.
Science.
I love my wetting agents. I use them all the time. So even just like the other day, it's like I picked it up at the local farm co-op. It's called Reach L, I think. I also have 2.5 gallons of Hydratane I'll put on sometimes. But this Reach stuff, I just do basically 3 apps throughout the year, and it works. If you guys followed me for any amount of time, I always had these dry spots in my front yard that are hydrophobic and cause problems. And that stuff has cured it. So
really,
it's like $15 an app, I think, is what I spend. But I'm like, it's worth it.
Does it help it retain moisture, or does it help water get down to the roots? Like, what is it? What function is it doing?
I mean, I don't know. For me, I'm just using it. I get a lot of, I just get these 2 spots that just get hydrophobic and the water just runs off. So that's why I'm using it. And it works great and it lasts long. I mean, I do the same thing with Dawn dish soap, and the Dawn will last for like a week, but you don't want to be out there cleaning your grass every week.
Sure.
But so yeah,
times a year,
to test
that's pretty good.
Yeah. So just to test it out the other day, I hit my whole lawn with some Dawn dish soap, just kind of messing around. Just, it's not going to hurt anything. Man, results within 2 hours. Like the lawn just popped, the water started getting down. Like I couldn't believe how fast it worked.
Brian needs that.
Yeah, I mean,
Brian's dealing with issues like that, where he's just gets won't soak in, just puddles. And it's not like
send a picture of it.
Yeah.
I have a bottle of the Simple Lawn Solutions. I think it's their soil loosener or whichever one product that they have. And then I have Petra's new I think liquid aerator or lawn aerator product. I mean, I don't know if it's been out for a little while, but I haven't tried them yet. But that's kind of one of the things I'm looking for too. Is do I have soil where the conditions just aren't great? I can water all day, but it's just going to be running off, or it won't get down to certain sections.
Yeah,
I'd like to try one of those too. So again, in my quest to stay green this summer, that's another one of the things I'm considering applying before summertime, is to see if I can't loosen things up just a little bit. Even if it's it's not like core aeration, right?
Yeah.
There's no substitute for that, but better than nothing. Might help things out just a little bit, just enough.
I use the soil loosener for simple lawns at my old house, which I was primarily all clay backfill, unfortunately. And it worked very well.
Yeah, that was the first like lawn product I think I ever bought, probably 5 years ago, and the same reason, just starting to do some research on trying to get clay somewhat permeable.
And I've done the dish soap trick too. That works very well.
It's amazing how fast it works, dude. If Brian's tried the dish soap,
it's good for mosquito control too.
Is that right?
I've seen some of the guys where they do that to get the larvae or whatever out. Yeah, so they start popping up. But
they like gets up on their skin and they have like a major reaction to it.
But it depletes their oxygen too.
Yeah.
So that's amazing, man.
You got to do the non-antibacterial?
Yes.
Yeah. The bacterial one is the bad one.
Yeah.
I just use the blue stuff
in your soil.
Blue stuff.
With the cute.
So I got a couple bags of this new Anderson's product that's coming out soon. It's called HydroCharge.
Oh, I just got some of those in. Yeah.
It's a biosolid fertilizer, but it's plus surfactant, and it has like 7 ounces of surfactant in it. And
was it a liquid?
It's a
granular, but it's a dispersible granular.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull it up.
Okay.
But it has like 2% iron in it, I think.
Yeah.
So it'll it's interesting. I'm trying to so it's got.
So it's a biosolid, kind of like almost like a Milorganite, but then it's got the surfactant mixed in there with it, or is it more like an Earthworks biosolid? Do you know?
I don't think Earthworks is a biosolid. I think they're
more like compost. Yeah.
It's a chicken litter.
Okay.
Yeah. They got a couple different varieties. They got like a chicken litter. They got like a primary chicken litter, and then they got chicken litter AMS and a couple different blends. But that's what I was just looking at. The one that I'm using that has the surfactant in it, it says it's Synergy surfactant, also known as Dispatch.
Okay. So this is block. I'm not even going to read that, but you guys can see what I'm looking at right there. But yeah, that's the active surfactants in it. But
our options are very limited where I am. It's either you use Nutrients Plus or you use Lesco. Because we have so many freaking golf courses around here, everybody uses Lesco.
Sure.
Yeah.
All site one.
These guys will ship to you, won't they? Won't Anderson's ship? If you order from their website or Amazon, maybe.
Yeah, it just says coming soon.
That one's not available just yet. Yeah, but there are other stuff.
What's that called? HydroCharge.
Yeah. So yeah, it's just.
That's what
I know. I think. What's it called? Turf Titan has one possibly coming out, or if it's already out, I don't know. But I think I don't know if he talked about that on the show or not. I think he did. They have like a hydrotane type product coming out. So I've never used any of that, so I don't.
Turf Titan.
Oh, okay. Oh, I saw that they had they had a surfactant coming out. I just saw that the other day.
I figure if it saves me even a half a watering, it's worth it.
Yeah, true. If I was you, I'd be applying all that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude. Well, I mean, if you guys know my history, I worked for 12 years at the water department. So part of my job was like trying to figure out who's watering too much and figure out ways to teach.
Oh, you had to be the water police.
Yeah, we never got to the point where we're policing, but yeah.
Do you have you guys ever test the water? Like what nutrients are in it in Utah?
All the time.
So
yeah, like daily.
Is it high in cal and mag?
I don't know.
Wow.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Well, what do you said you tested all the time.
I thought you used one word like CalMag. I'm like, what the hell's that?
Kinda.
Like calcium, magnesium. Right?
That is common.
Yeah.
I was just curious because Brian was really high in calcium and magnesium on his soil test, and it could just be the soil there. But I was telling him I wonder if it's it's just irrigation water, because I mean,
yeah,
being you if you're running that so much, your irrigation, like, I mean,
that's gonna just
definitely gonna affect
something in your soil
in there.
Yeah, I can look it up right now.
I can see Justin running around house to house. Show me your watering papers, citizen.
Let me see your app.
Yeah.
All right, let's wrap this show up, you guys. We keep going back and forth in the after
We're just
show.
rambling.
Let everybody go to bed. Thanks everybody for joining us. Thank you for joining the live chat. This is good. Sprinklers.
Yeah.
Thanks as always for having me.
Yes,
Thank
absolutely.
you, fellas, for joining us tonight.
Appreciate you.
Nope. Yep. Anytime. All right. We'll see you guys next week.
Have a good night.